The BMWs could break the Rover stranglehold. It's very close to the off, so let's quickly join our commentators as the cars are on the warm-up lap. Brian Henson and Andrew Marriott.
Well, Dickie, they're just coming through the chicane and lining up on the grid. And Dickie, I have to tell you that this is war. This is Rover, the might of British Leyland Austin Rover, against the might of Munich BMW. Already lined up on the front row of the grid. Third fastest in practice in only his second race in this car. Frank Sittner, 39 years old, from Nottingham, a BMW dealer, and alongside him the two blue Rovers, you see them there, Jeff Allen from Epsom, Peter Lovett from Wiltshire, and I have to tell you there is a lot of needle. Yesterday in practice, Frank Sittner protested the legality of these two Rovers, in fact 3 Rovers, another one, Steve Soper, hasn't lined up. The third fastest one, Steve Soper, and that's the big news here, is not on the grid, slowed down on the warming up lap. Steve Soper, winner of 3 races, they're going to be off, but the Rovers have been protested, the bodies have been sealed, because apparently the bodies may be too wide. That means they're wider than the standard production car, and these rules say that the cars have to be very close to standard production cars. Rover Vitesses against BMW 635s. In the box with me, Brian Henson, and they are off! And yes, it's Jeff Allen forged ahead. Tony Pond in the little MG Metro in 5th fastest in practice, weaving around trying to get it into a good position, but it's Rovers 1, 2 and 3, a Mazda on the grass, but it is Jeff Allen first. Steve Soper is second. It looks as if the Rover, yes, in third place, it was the BMW. So now down through the crane of curves, on the two blue Rovers, first and second places. Jeff Allen, very experienced saloon car racer, leads. Has won only one round of this championship so far. This, the main, most important British saloon car championship, run by the RAC. And there you see the two Rovers. Number 2, Jeff Allen. Number 3, Peter Lovett. And you see them sliding wide out. In fact, Tony Lanfranchi up into third place in the Opal. 4th was Franklin Sittner. Tony Lanfranchi, that Opal is still fairly early in its stages of development. Tony Pond going well. But with me in the commentary position, the 1980 European Formula 2 champion. Last year he raced the Tyrrell Grand Prix car, Brian Henson. What about this saloon car racing, Brian?
Well, at the moment it looks like the Rovers have actually got it made. They're just 1-2 and they look like they're almost cruising. And a bit of excitement, and I think that it's quite unusual that these saloon boys use each other's boots to stop rather than the brakes. And I can see 1 or 2 on the grass there, and we'll see how the race develops. And I'm hoping that we have 1 or 2 exciting laps here.
Yes, well, there is number 3. That's Peter Lovett, Wiltshire, originally a sports car specialist. Did a lot of club racing before he moved into national level. Was racing at Le Mans last weekend in a Mazda sports car, but now he's back at the wheel of the big 3.5-litre Rover Vitesse. These cars, of course, can be bought to special order from Austin Rover, but a lot more done to them to make them this competitive. And what a shame that Steve Soper, the youngest of the 3 Rover drivers, is not out there. He broke a prop shaft yesterday in practice. I thought the car was all back together again. Indeed, I saw it this morning, but he didn't make it onto the grid, so it's these 2 Rovers out in front. Allen and Lovett, inches apart. There they are, coming down to the end of lap 2, under the Dunlop Bridge. Now braking hard into the chicane. Well, it's a bit of a surprise that they got away from the BMW. There it is now, into third place, Frank Sittner. Frank Sittner in that 635, only its second race.